This section of the video is predominantly for our young ladies. If you notice part of the dress code that it mentions dresses, which are in compliance. However, young ladies, we must remember that the dresses must have a collar. They must also be in our school colors. Remember, the school colors are black, white, and red, and they must be solid colors. And don't forget about your length. That 5-inch rule still applies to dresses. Let's move into when we have inclement weather. We know when the weather's going to change in jackets. There's no restriction on jackets. However, remember, a jacket is considered anything that opens in the front. Zippered, buttoned, Velcroed. But also remember, a jacket is designed to be a jacket. So wearing a shirt or some other type of top over will not be considered a jacket. Remember, the jacket is something that you wear over your clothing. So there's no restriction on jackets. Now, here's an example of a student in a jacket. If you notice, it's open in the front. He's wearing it over clothing. If you notice here, it's in our colors, but there's no restriction. There's a hood on the back. So a jacket can have a hood, and for that purpose, it's not considered a hoodie. It's considered a jacket. So notice, there's no restriction on jackets. Now let's talk a little bit about sweatshirts and sweaters. Sweaters and sweatshirts must be in our dress code colors, which are, once again, white, red, and black. And that's solid white, red, and black. They also must not have any hoods. So remember, your sweaters and sweatshirts have to be in dress code as well. Here's an example of what we would consider the classic hoodie. Notice it's closed in the front. It has a hood on the back. Though it is in our dress code colors red, it's not compliant because it is considered a hoodie. Now I know there's been some confusion about sports related and club related sweatshirts that have hoods. They are not allowed during the school day. Even though they have our insignia, they have the Bay logo, the sports logo, they're in colors, they are not allowed during the school day. However, this type of attire is allowed for warm-ups, during your game, during your activities. But remember, just because it says Bay on the front or a sports team, if it has a hood and it's closed in the front, it's considered a hoodie and it's not in dress code. Okay, let's talk a little bit about some of the other dress code items. Hats. I know there have been some misunderstanding about hats. The hat, you can't wear hats. However, only time you can wear hats is during gym time. The policy says hats may be worn outside, not between class. So that doesn't give you a whole lot of latitude. So only time we should see hats are when you're in gym and outside. So no hats. Sunglasses, not to be worn inside. Let's talk about shoes. Your shoes must be closed-toed. That means your toes must be closed, your heels must be closed. So no flip-flops. Let's make sure your shoes are closed in all the way around.